Welcome to the shop. Hope you're having a great day. Alright, we got like 8 knives that need Kydex because I got all the handles done. Got some wood, got some G10, carbon fiber, all that good stuff. Let's just get into it. Are you ready? Here we go. Welcome back. So if you watched my last video where I did the pins, the G10 pins on this knife, I'll put the link up in the cards for that. Also, I did this with ironwood and stainless steel pins. It's almost finished, so I figured instead of letting it sit around and get scratched up, I better get to it and get some Kydex on it. So that's what this video is. I got these two and a whole bunch more to get to. Let's get to it. I would suggest if you're going to do Kydex, go to like knife kits or holsters, or I think it's holsters.com where they sell gun sheaths and stuff like that, or Kydex, and buy some of the foam. Now, you can make the press, and what I did for the press is I got a hinge. Now, I see a lot of people using a hinge, but what you gotta do on the bottom is put, see there's holes right here? The bottom hinges of the holes, widen them out. So that way when you put the clamps on, it presses down more. Because if not, you just only have the pressure of that. It's just a little bit more give to make it more, give you more detail in your Kydex. And you can get Kydex on Amazon. In fact, if I find a link, I'll put that down there too. If you go to knife kits where you get the foam at, you can get a 2 foot by 4 foot piece, but you might not like Kydex, and Amazon's the best place to buy small pieces. So, and you'll definitely need clamps. Now, I think I bought this 4-pack at Home Depot or something like that, and it fits perfect. Boom. What you're gonna need is some painter's tape. We'll do this one first. Now, I usually do three layers of painter's tape. Some people do 2, but I think, for me, the detail and all that of 3 and not scratching seems to be the best. Then take your knife and just cut away like that. And boom, it'll fold over right like that. And always cut out. That way it doesn't get all scrunched up and all that. Oh, I almost forgot these pieces. I found the one for this. Got a helmet blast in my ear. Yeah, see, you don't have to do this, but I found it's easier if you put a little piece, like a half moon in there, and that way it'll keep the Kydex open right here, and that way you don't have to worry about it. It'll be easier to slide in and out, you know, after you're finished. It's just a little thing, you don't have to do it, but yeah, might as well. All right. I got 2 more layers to put on just like that, and then we'll be back. Also, I'm gonna plug this in. Now I know a lot of guys like to use ovens, toaster ovens, but I'll tell you what, you buy an electric skillet and a temperature gauge, which both of these I got on Amazon, so I'll find the links for both of these and put them down there too. That way you can control your heat. And one of those toaster ovens, I see a lot of guys put like PIDs on them, that'll work. But if you don't know how to wire PIDs and all that, skillet oven, boom, perfect temps. I'll be back. All right, I figure I better show this. What I do is I cut it and I put it over this piece right here. Make sure it's all tight. Cut it back. Alright, so this is the 3rd layer. Now, I just forgot what I did because I put 2 sides on and then tried to cut it. It's best to try to cut it one side at a time because as you saw in that first part, I struggled to get it through. So you just do one side, cut it. But see, now we got that all in there. So your knife's gonna slide right out. I got this heating up. We're already to 375, so I better unplug it because we're not ready yet. I like to keep it at like 375, 400. Or you can do the back first. Me showing everything backwards. Do the back first, and then the front will come right over that. Cut that out. Cut that out. That's probably the easier way to do it. But try it both ways. Maybe one way is easier for you. Let me cut out some G10. Let me cut out some Kydex. Plug this back in. Now I will say that's the only problem about buying 2 foot by 4 foot piece. It's a pain in the ass to work with. But that's alright. What I would do is I would leave, we'll do it this way. You know, I would leave a good 2 to 3 inches on this side, flip it over, and leave 2 or 3 inches on that side. Now this is a little bit much. And I would also put it here and do like 2 or 3 inches here. So we're gonna cut it, you know, like that. And all you gotta do is score it. Cause you gotta remember your pins and all, you gotta remember your eyelets and all that. Man, I got handles on the brain today. I'm saying everything else. And I like to use these silver markers so I see it, you know. Alright, 3 inches here. Now it's gonna be way big. Cap's hiding from me. Now you only have to score this. I used to like draw it out and all that, but that's unnecessary. Then just fold it over, pop it. Now like I said, if you go on Amazon, you can buy sheets like this big, and it's a lot of trouble than fighting all this, but this is cheaper, so like I said, I'll find the links and put it down. You know, see which one you like better. Let's see where we're at. We're at like 330. These are good. You can get these at Home Depot or so anywhere too. They're heat insulated gloves, you know, for working with heat. Just be careful if you got a hole in one. 376. I'm yelling. 376, 380. We're good. See? Now make sure all our clamps are good. Now we just hold this down. You can see it getting pliable. You don't want the edges melting. But we're about ready. Here we go. Make sure the back is to the fold. And it's not folded, it's all straight. We're good. Now we wait about 10 minutes to get the other ones ready. I'll come back when we're pulling it out because it's just going to be the same thing over and over. Next one's on deck. I had to do the one with the compound grind because, well, that one's in there. The piece that goes in here is in there. I didn't feel like looking for another one. I'm lazy. Let's see how we look. I hope this isn't too early. You see that pop when I take it off? Woo! Yeah. Tell me that ain't some definition. Look at that. Alright, 7 more to go. Gonna be just the same thing. So I'll meet you back here, I don't know, maybe I'll meet you at the grinder. I'll see, I have no idea right now. Well, we got 7 out of 8 done. I left this one for last and then I almost forgot. And when you have a harpoon blade, see how it comes up here like that? You have to put a piece behind there so it'll slide out. Like when you put the sheath here over it, if you don't have that piece behind it, it's gonna lock in behind here, and then you're gonna have to hollow out here like you hollow out here. Ask me how I know. So then your sheath is gonna come way up here and it's gonna look off. So always put a piece back here. All right, let me do this and then next step. I'll tell you one thing, don't leave a knife sitting in the foam overnight, because now I got a big impression of this knife on both on the top and bottom foam, so I have to go to the side. It's been like 3 days and it still hasn't come out. Or 2 days, I took a day off. Anyway, all right. So what I would say we want to do here, let me move this camera. I tried to set it up here, but I just couldn't get it right. So I just got it set up here. Should work. So here's our deal. You can see how this, sometimes I put them in like that, or I try to. I would give like an inch on each side. I kind of go by eye. But you figure these little eyelets are a 1/4 inch. You use a 1/4 inch drill, plus they flare out. You know, when you push it through, it's going to flare out on both sides. So that's, 5/8, maybe even 3/4. So you want a good inch. Plus you're going to have to grind this down and all that. But I usually, so here's our line. Then I'll draw up into the choil and bring it down. I kind of like to flare mine, but that's just a personal choice. And then I'll put a hole in the middle. And if you have this back side, you're probably going to need a hole here. And wherever you put your first hole here, like you can see your choil coming down here. So you probably put your first hole like here. Then most tech locks are 1.5 inches or 3/4. So go from the center of this hole, 3/4, center, 1.5 inches, and then you can keep moving it. After the first 3, you might want to split the difference like that. It's up to you. Because the tech lock, 3 of them could fit the tech lock, and then the other ones you make symmetrical. At least that's how I do it. And if you mess up, take some acetone and wipe it off. Just make sure you get the acetone off too. I'm gonna go drill this one out. So let me set the camera up over there. We'll drill it out, 1/4 inch. Then I'll do all the other ones on camera. Let me get this one out before I forget, and I'll show you. Oh yeah. Well, I use the 1/4 inch screws and bolts and all that, but I'll show you that after we drill them. Yeah, check this out. That right there and right there is from this knife. Look, permanent. Like I said, that was 2 days ago. It's not coming out. But here's what I was talking about. Now see how the harpoon goes up here, and it would come down here, but now we come straight. So when we pull it out, it'll pull straight out. Oh yeah, what I used was the idea from Ecom knives. I've used it for years. I think I got these at Home Depot. Yeah, rotary drill, Bosch rotary drill bits for cement. And that's how I countersink all my holes. Whew, look at that retention. You see your blade here? I mean, you can leave it in there. It doesn't, might as well take it out. You never know. If you leave it in, something's going to go wrong. Yeah, then we're just going to drill them. I didn't like where that one looked, so I moved it up a little bit. Yeah, that's much better. These are the three that's important anyway. Well, they're all important. You definitely want to make sure, they're straight. That's the most important thing. Well, that, and that they don't touch the blade. This can come in, but you want to make sure you give yourself enough room. There's eyelets right there. You don't want the eyelet touching the blade for sure. There we go. I'm about to cut this on the bandsaw. You know, if you don't have a bandsaw or a porta band, maybe use a Dremel with one of those little cut-off tools. I was gonna say that, but a Dremel with one of these on it would probably work. It'd just take a lot more time. That's the thing about investing in tools. You're taking away from time. Do you want to spend more money or do you want to spend more time? You know, it's a give and take. So I got some noise canceling headphones for grinder and for this. Because the earbuds work good when I'm at the bench or stuff. But I realized I was playing the music louder than the grinder and the saw because those aren't noise canceling. These are noise canceling so I can play the music lower and not worry about blowing my ears out. As a musician, they're already pretty much gone. Man, that's nice. I didn't hear that at all. Not one bit, and the music isn't blaring in my ears. Well, it's in my ears, but not, you know, overpowering. All right, let's put the bolts in. I'll meet you at the grinder. I got 7 more to do. So yeah, just put the bolts in. I can only find 3 nuts. Well, 4 if you include me. So I guess we're only using 3 in this one. I'll have to look for some more. Alright, so yeah, 1, 2, 3 should be fine. Just to shape it out. Ooh, I forgot to cut that side. Alright, I'll be back. I'll meet you at the grinder. There we go. I started on Instagram showing a little bit, so I did the back a little bit. So let's get this smoothed out. You know, that's what the bolts are for, so this doesn't open up. You got your thing. I mean, we just got to kind of clean it here, but look. That's already got a nice... I'm going to do them all, and then we'll come back for the small wheel attachment. I realize switching all these bolts out is going to be a pain in the butt. But what you can do, you can take C-clamps or can twist clamps or whatever and do it like that. It's a little bit more of a pain because you got to keep moving them. But here, watch that, watch. And this is just a worn belt. I think it's the worn belt from whatever I did in the last video. Alright, be back at the small wheel. So, this is a little tight. You know, this one's going to be a good one, huh? There we go. Woo! That's why we got to cut up into here a little bit. Then we just have to keep testing it. Ooh, there we go. A little bit more, but woo, yeah. Later I'll show you how to ramp this so you have a place to put your thumb here to push it out. Man, boom. I got 7 more to do. I'll be back when it's time to press them and clean them up. Well, we're going to sand it all up and all that, so I'll be back. Well, it looks like the rest is just going to be time lapse, and then we'll hit over to the buffer. What I do here, I take the knife out. Then I get these sanding pads. I think you get them at Home Depot or something. I think this is like an 80 grit. And we just go to town. And if you look in here, you'll see there's like lines that need to come out. And the more you go up, the more they'll pop out. See how uneven that is right here? So that's, you know, just like your knife. You need to smooth it all out, get it all even. Then, you know, you have little facets there that need to come out. Yeah, you can see there's a facet there. And if it's real bad, you might want to go back and hit it on the grinder. You know, maybe even put like a 220 belt on the grinder and just kind of go over it. Then we just keep going up. So I guess the rest will be time lapse or high speed or something. In case I see something clever I want to say. Alright, I didn't like that tail on that one, so I took it off. We'll just make it straight. It's just like knives. Some bevels go better with some knives, and you know, different handle material goes with different knives, all that junk. I just didn't like the look of that. Alright, I got them done. So I'll show you what I do on the buffer. Alright, so I'm just going to hit it on the buffing wheel. Now you don't want to lay into the buffing wheel because it'll burn it all out. I mean, you can, even if it does get here, I'll show you. See back here how I burned it and it's all real shiny, where here it's just nice and smooth. I hope we can see that. Yeah, there we go. Up here it's like really, really glossy and shiny. Now that might be the look you're looking for, but that's more burnt than just smoothing it out like down here. But you can always take like your 220 and hit it again. I just don't like my Kydex looking real shiny, because then it looks like I half-assed it. See? It's not as shiny now, but you know, however you want it. But you have to, you know, if you're thinking of skipping the sanding part, the buffing wheel will melt it, but it won't take out little facets and little divots. So, yeah, make sure you hit it on the sanding to get it all smooth first. Like I said, if you want to skip steps and try it and see if something works better, but believe me, I'm the king of trying to skip steps, and it always makes me work like 4 times harder. As you can see, each one of these I cleaned out and had to throw a little paper towel in there to dry out. And I used soap and all that and made sure every little speck is out. And it'll still probably have scratches. I got these other eyelets, but I think they're too big. So now you figure out how they want it, or how, you know, it's going to be. I'm left-handed, so I always put mine like this. But I'm sure this is probably going to be for most likely a right-handed person. probably want them like that. Now, one lesson I learned, even if you get a arbor press, which I just bought this at Harbor Freight and drilled this out. I got a video, I'll link it up in the cards up there. But just be careful when you're putting it in, because if you don't, they can slide to one side or the other and not come down right. All right, there we go. Boom. So that's about it. I got 7 more to do, and then we'll be done. Let's see if we can figure out which knife. Oh, here. Make sure this is all cleaned off. Oh, yeah. Nice. I'm gonna have to put a finger ramp up here. Oh, yeah. I'll show you. Let me do all the other ones, and I'll show you how I do my finger ramps. So now, I got a heat gun. You know, you can get whatever heat gun you want. This is the one I use for soldering and stuff, so it's the one I have. Some people have the ones, you know, that are just a regular heat gun for tools and all that or whatever, but now when you're doing this, you don't want to overheat it. You just want to get it pliable. Now I use a flathead screwdriver. Boom, thumb wrap. Top. And also, sometimes if you need to tighten in here, like I saw on this wooden one, it's loose because it doesn't have any. That's the thing about screws. I think I left that part out. Ugh. You want to put your screws, you want to make sure the screw holes are part of the retention. See that right there? That's a little bit of it that's holding. But other than that, we're done. We got our thumb ramp. Oh, I came up 3 short. So I just put it on tight. I'll have to order some more. But boom. There we go. That's about it. The only one that came out, and I had a feeling it would, came out kind of loose, is this one, because there's nothing for it to grab. I rounded the handle heads and all that stuff. I rounded the heads on the handle, I should say. Me and my dyslexia. And there's no screws to hold that in like on the other one, so it's loose. There's nothing grabbing on it. Other than that, here's the one with the G10 pins, and that came out good. It's a little loose, but still, like I said, there's nothing to grab on there. But for ones like this, with the screws in it, I mean, pow! Screws in it. Listen to that, I mean. Now I will say, the ones with the forward choil like that, they're okay, but they're still a teeny bit loose, but not as loose as the ones with the pins. Take away from that what you will. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. Go to my website, which the link is up above, and the first one in the description. I got shirts like this, I got Amazon links, and after the next video, which should be sharpening all these and all that stuff, they should be up for sale too. Alright, hope everyone's having a great day, and as always, take it easy.